Hey guys, I'm Travis Cronin, Entertainment Director at Us Weekly Magazine, and you are listening or watching to Us Weekly's Hot Hollywood podcast. The show where we break down all of the hottest, most salacious, and just sometimes funny celebrity news. Well, I have a lovely group of people here with me today. It's the same one, you know him. Style arbiter and just lovely person. Again, GWEN FLAMBERG.
Hello, gossip enthusiasts. Travis didn't say that today, so I felt the need.
Thank you. Thank you. Celebrity gossip enthusiast. I knew I was missing something in the intro today. Deputy baby woman. Deputy woman, deputy baby. We're still working on it. Sarah Huron.
Hello, you guys. And hello to the people in the YouTube comments that called us annoying last week.
Who were they? Guys, we try to annoy, you know.
We're a celebrity news podcast. We should be a little bit annoying. It's sort of in the job description. Well, we have a lot of really big, fun A-listing news today, but as always, let's not start with any of that. Let's start with the stories that made me and all the co-hosts go whoa this week and just clutch their proverbial pearls. GWEN FLAMBERG, what stopped you dead in your tracks this week?
There were a couple things, Trav. But first, can we just talk about Jennifer Aniston on vacation? So she was on vacation with Jason Bateman. I'm a total Ozark stan, so that, their love, that deep friendship always stokes me. But she was on vacation with Jason Bateman and his wife, Amanda Anka. They're very close friends. We don't know exactly where they were, but it was tropical.
Beachy.
I'm gonna say it was Cabo. I don't know for sure.
She loves Cabo.
She loves Cabo. It's easy, you know. But she was in this string bikini, black string top, little sort of like coral colored bottoms. And I don't know, but she's 53 years old and she has a body that's better than anybody in Hollywood. Seriously. Also, her hair, you know, Jennifer Aniston is a hair icon. Now she owns her own hair brands called Lola V. And I think she might have been sporting some of it in these like very perfect beachy waves. But those photos made me go, whoa.
Me too.
If you guys haven't seen them, go to usmagazine.com/stylish and you can see every pic. And then tell us where you think they were on vacation. The other thing that made me go, whoa, this week, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But I just can't. Oh, about Jennifer Aniston and bikinis, please.
Do you think Jennifer Aniston or Demi Moore looks more woe-worthy in her bikini?
So I do think that Demi Moore looks awesome in that red bikini. She looks amazing. She has a great body. I am going to go out on a limb, and I'm sorry, but I do think that she's had a bit more work done
100%
than Jennifer Aniston. And while I am not shaming anybody who's had work done, you all know that me and our dear friend Travis Cronin are friends of the needle. We're friends of the needle. We're friends of the laser. We're friends to the machines that sort of do things to our abs that make them look more woe-worthy in a bikini. So I'm not shaming anybody, but I just feel like Jennifer Aniston looks a bit more like this naturally perfect California girl goddess bikini body at 53. Demi Moore is even, you know, a bit older. So her body, she looks awesome. And I love Demi, as I believe it's actually pronounced. But I'm going to give this one, it's sort of a tie, but a little bit leaning towards Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, well, sorry to, pit two women against each other, but back to your other world. Speaking of hitting the needle, I almost fell off my chair when I got a press release saying that Joe Jonas is the new spokesman for Xeomin, which is like a Botox alternative. It is a botulism toxin.
Don't have to tell me.
But this
listeners might be confused.
Xeomin is a neurotoxin that is triple filtered or some such to remove all of the toxins in the toxin. Interesting, but it's the cleanest of all the toxins. I don't really understand that either. But what I really don't understand is Joe Jonas as the spokesperson. He's a just 33-year-old, turned 33-year-old dude who's like really happy marriage, new dad. All right, maybe he's getting a little bit less sleep because he's got a new baby and another baby at home. But what the heck is he doing needing Xeomin or being like the face of a anti-frown cosmetic drug? I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was very woe-worthy. So I had to mention it as a, a little just extra.
That's the time to get Botox. It's not weird to me at all. And with Xeomin, and what I love about Xeomin is Botox makes you so shiny, and if you do too much, you're just like a flat, shiny surface. Shout out to Demi Moore. But with Xeomin, you don't have shine, which I really, really like about it. So you look more natural.
It's very natural. I mean, when I first learned about Xeomin, it was because Gwyneth Paltrow was a spokesperson, and we talked about it, and she had been advised by her cosmetic doctor, Julius Few, some other people in Hollywood's cosmetic doctors too, J-Lo. But she did look extremely natural.
Yeah, good stuff.
Fascinating. You guys are experts.
Yeah, we are.
That's a whole other show.
Glam Squad Confidential, little tidbit over
Yes, guys, please, if you're not listening to our beauty and style podcast called Glam Squad Confidential, please listen, subscribe. It's juicy and it's fun.
Great. Well, do you have any more woes?
I think I've outwoed even myself.
Sarah, Deputy Baby Woman, what made you go whoa this week?
Well, something that shouldn't have made me go whoa, because, on Us Weekly's Bachelor podcast, Here for the Right Reasons, which we cover all reality TV, I'm usually pretty jaded and not always shocked by a breakup. But I got very invested in this season of Love is Blind, season 2 of Love is Blind, iconic show. And I literally said whoa out loud and typed OMG in Slack when I was informed today that Jared and Ayanna are calling it quits.
Were you really surprised?
I really was.
She acted like a 13-year-old, and he didn't even like her.
But they've been married for
He likes the other woman so much
Mallory.
better.
No. That is just editing, okay?
I'm
very surprised. They are already in the process of getting divorced. They have no regrets. The classic thank you, Love is Blind, thank you fans.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like anytime these couples, when they do make it down the aisle, a lot of times they stick it out. So the divorce rate isn't quite as high in reality TV because they don't normally get there, which I know is a flaw in the system already. However, the divorces sometimes surprise me just because if they go out of their way to actually get married, sometimes they last. So I was just a little sad.
I was a little sad too, but I mean, they just didn't really work as a couple for me. I was a little not shocked. He really liked Mallory. That was not.
Yes, I really like going out and she likes staying in, but I don't know. Maybe it'll get messy. I know they're doing an After the Altar special, so hopefully this will all be documented.
Hopefully.
Hot.
Well, my woe of the week goes to Rachel Bilson on her own podcast. She was asked by her guest what she misses most about her former ex, Bill Hader, who loved, and she said his big dick.
Well, call a spade or something else.
Call a spade a spade. Yep.
You go, Summer Roberts.
You get it. And now Anna Kendrick is getting it because she's with Bill Hader now.
Did they break up?
No.
Oh, I thought they did. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't think they did.
All right, well, you choose the next story and I'll check.
Okay, great.
Maybe they broke up and then got back together because of his big dick.
Maybe that is. She was dickmatized and came back. Well, let us move into some news. We are going to start with a little former couple that everybody knows, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. The longest divorce in the history and herstory of mankind. Are they still together?
They broke up in June.
Oh my God, sad. Well, then I guess his big dick is available.
Maybe Rachel Bilson will call. Maybe he'll call Rachel Bilson after seeing these headlines. Maybe that's why she said that.
Guys,
they'll get back together.
Nice.
Over and over again, right here on this very podcast and YouTube show, I've indicated that I'd be very interested in one William Bradley Pitt calling small redheaded beauty editor. Dude, come on.
Please call him. But
Call
right
me.
now he's calling the FBI because
This is a case for the FBI.
this is actually a case for the FBI. Angelina Jolie has sued the FBI, which has caused some documents from their infamous flight where he went through a drunken rage and yelled at her, shook her, grabbed her by the head. Allegedly. Seems pretty. She's doubling down this
FBI
alleged.
didn't think that there was too much going on.
Right. So, we all remember that story. 6 days later, she divorced him, and we're still feeling the after effects of that plane
Well, I think that the
ride.
biggest issue of said plane ride, the alleged Maddox, her son, trying to get in the middle of the fight and him being actually physically assaulted. And I believe that was allegedly what led to the divorce at that time.
Yes, and I think allegedly Brad Pitt was also yelling Maddox into a corner, which is really messed up.
On a plane.
On a plane, a small private jet. And then, of course, everybody knows when you fly from the south of France to LA, you got to stop for fuel. That's one thing that everybody knows.
If you're in a small private plane, yes. Even if you're in a
private plane.
Citation X10, it's not easy, guys.
Yeah, that you gotta stop. So they did stop in northern Minnesota, and that's when Brad Pitt, not allegedly, because there are photos, from a Twitter user, flight attendant who was there for a flight, got off of it and tried to steal the gas truck to drive away from Angelina Jolie and their 6 kids who were all with them, and the FBI picks them up.
Minnesota.
Stranded in Minnesota, but he's got his gas truck. So Angelina Jolie is suing the FBI. She was a Jane Doe in this case, but now all of this is coming to light. It is unsealed documents that were sealed before. We've now learned that he allegedly, again, poured a beer over her during this trip. And she's suing them because she says, you didn't do anything. He abused me. He abused my family. And you didn't do anything. So I'm a sue ya.
Crazy.
But it really seems like she's also just doing it to sort of drag his name through the mud as well.
I mean, listen, they're fighting over the winery. They're fighting over the kids. They've been fighting over absolutely everything. And he allegedly shook her and said, you're ruining this effing family.
Yeah.
I think that something that's always been so interesting about this case, and we've talked about it on this show, is a lot of times when people are accused of things, they're immediately canceled, disgraced. We know that Brad Pitt was cleared of any Child Protective Services investigation, cleared the FBI. Again, didn't take Angelina's side by any means, which is what she took an issue with. And I'm not saying he should be canceled or anything. I just think it's kind of interesting the way that the world has reacted to Brad Pitt versus someone else, because he's worked consistently. He's still very beloved. People don't necessarily believe Angelina, and usually the alleged victim would get kind of the benefit of the doubt. And I think this was also her way of being like, what the hell? Like, this guy has walked totally fine, and this is what I claim happened. And she's even mad at the FBI. So I don't know. It's interesting that these came out also. This was in 2016.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're out there now, I mean, again, filed anonymously. Nothing's ever really anonymous in 2022.
It's just too acrimonious. It is so acrimonious. There are 1 million, 6, but that's a lot of kids. Like
an adult
a lot of kids, exactly, a lot of kids involved. They're both such public people, and just, guys, work it out. Like, this is not a very good model to show your kids.
You know something's wrong in your divorce when several kids are aging out of needing like the custody agreement because they're now over the age of 18.
Yeah.
Like, that's when we have to look inward and be like, what's going on here? What's the best for the kids? Why are we still fighting about this? There won't be many kids left to fight about because they're all going to be adults that hopefully write memoirs and tell us what really happened.
Speaking of
kids,
kids,
hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, who cares?
Truly,
that's like the real thing. It's not like one is trying to get a lot of money out of this. They both will be fine.
No, they're like spiting each other.
Yeah.
Speaking of a lot of kids, and I'm sorry, but I need you guys to explain this to me. Madonna, formerly known as the Queen. Now she's kind of jumped the shark a little bit, but I still love Madonna. I think she might have gotten a BBL. Not really sure.
She definitely had
That's what
a
it looks
BBL.
like in the pictures, and it's a little worrisome.
Surgery episode.
But here's
And
the
that
thing.
was her 2015 BBL, I will say, was more dramatic than this current one.
I'm going on a lot of tangents here, but there were pictures this week of Madonna wearing a blue and white print dress identical to her daughters, Stella and somebody. And honestly, I never knew about these children. Please tell me about these new daughters. When were they adopted? Because last night, David Banda and Mercy were the last kids that I knew of.
You just named way more Madonna kids than I could.
They aren't new. She adopted
What is it,
them.
Stella, and what is the other one's name?
I don't remember, but they did look
Heron,
really
please
cute.
look it up.
Fact checking.
Yeah.
They did look really, really cute.
I mean,
in those.
gorgeous, but I was kind of like, her daughters. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, go Madonna.
She's
to
got
keep
lots of kids.
mothering a lot of
Estrie?
Estrie and
Estrie.
Stella.
Rico, Lourdes, David, Mercy, Stella, Estrie.
Wait, Rico?
Yeah, Rico's the oldest one, who just had the birthday. That's why they're in Italy.
These were 9-year-old twins. that she
Rico,
matched.
who she had with Guy Ritchie?
Yeah.
Is his name Rico? No, that was not his name.
Oh,
His name was something.
Rocco.
Rocco Ritchie, that's
Rocco.
it. See, I remember him. I was like, Rico is not a new child. That's Rocco.
I guess she
Rocco
has
is a dead
a Jolie
ringer
amount.
for Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
he's cute.
Well, I guess she has a Brad and Angelina amount of kids now.
Yeah, I
as
didn't
well.
know
She sure
they were
does.
9-year-olds, though.
This is the thing. These girls, I just totally missed this when she.
I only remember Lourdes and her Material Girl ads.
Well, Lourdes is amazing,
Yeah, she is.
and once I went. It's funny because it's like a plastic surgery episode. But I went, Madonna's cosmetic dermatologist, Dr. Fred Brandt, who was very close friends with her, he took me to see Madonna, and we sat by the soundboard, like where the family sits. And I almost died when David Banda, it was Guy Oseary who came in with David Banda and Mercy when they were little. Like they were little.
Yes.
And it was, really something.
Was that her surgeon who died?
Yes, he did. Tragically pass away.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yes, he wasn't a surgeon. He was a cosmetic dermatologist.
Sorry, cosmetic dermatologist.
And very, very talented at that.
Yeah, he sure was. Well, let's move on.
I know we haven't even gotten to the news of the week.
Just
one
let's
story.
move on to our second story. This is about another A-list couple, and let's hope their marriage goes better than Brad and Angelina's. We are talking about 2.0. We call them Genjamin. They are Bennifer No More. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Affleck. Jennifer Lopez Affleck.
Jennifer Lynn Affleck.
Jennifer Lynn
Affleck. She
That's
totally
nice.
turned into like a Stepford wife.
Yeah, that's the on the
she
J-Lo
did.
signature.
And by the way, if you guys don't know the real reason why, it's a perfect opportunity for you to listen today to Glam Squad Confidential because we have a
plug's out of
celebrity.
control.
We have a celebrity relationship expert on the podcast who gives some really interesting insight into why they got married, why now, and why Jennifer Lopez took his name and is now Jennifer Lynn Affleck. It's fascinating.
Well, they are reportedly, Us Weekly, well, not reportedly, we can confirm, Us Weekly can confirm that they are getting married this weekend at Ben Affleck's estate in Georgia. Now, it seems it's a little hot in Georgia right now, so I hope they're inside and it's air
And it's
conditioning.
allegedly like 3 days of celebrating.
Of course it is. I wish I was there. I wish I had an invitation.
Same. And this was the same
It'd be
estate
really
that they were
fun.
supposed to get married in the first time around, which I think is really adorable. It was all set up for their marriage in this Georgia home that Ben Affleck owns, and now they're getting, having this 3-day wedding celebration so everybody can come because nobody except for the kids really were invited to the Vegas drive-through little wedding chapel.
You know what
service.
a 3-day wedding celebration says to me?
What?
Approximately 6 to 9 outfits. I
Yes.
cannot wait to see the wardrobe, the hair, the makeup is sort of always the same.
On the J-Lo.
Of
You know
course.
that's where it's going to go down.
That is
Yes,
where
it is.
that is where it's going to go down.
Subscribe to
But
the
guys,
newsletter for details.
you know that we're going to have it unstylish, so just.
I mean, listen, I'm excited to see the photos.
Yes.
I get it. You want to celebrate. You got a lot of fun friends that are going to be great. But something about this, the same way that I'm like, they're in, Paris and she's posting all the pictures and Ben Affleck, I just don't know if he wants this media circus, and allegedly they had such an issue with it the last time. Then why do we know about your wedding days before it's happening? And why are you in Paris? And why are you I don't know. I just feel like they're asking for the media attention, or she is.
Well,
and that's going to be a problem between the two.
Sarah Heron, you're one of my young friends, so let me just, if you've never heard this idiom before, let me share it with you. Happy wife, happy life.
Oh, I didn't know which way we were going. All press is good press.
Happy wife, happy life. And I think that he's kind of like, she went to the chapel with me, took my name immediately, bends over backwards to give me something meaningful to me, we think.
Yeah.
And she wants this, and so let it be.
Okay, fair. Totally fair. I just think it's interesting because of how we saw how private him and Jennifer Affleck or Jennifer Gardner were.
Truly. I can't imagine.
Contrast.
Can't imagine that Jen Garner is super into this.
I don't think so.
But
Do you think she'll be there? I do.
You do?
I think she may be there for one of the events, but her kids are going to be there, and I think that she is very sensitive to.
So fascinating to see Violet and J-Lo walking through the streets of New York together.
Very
I
cute.
need to know everything.
How Into the Woods was?
Yeah.
Yes,
that was what they were
exactly.
doing.
Yeah,
Oh my
they
God.
Could you
So,
imagine
yeah,
if you just
was.
went to see a Broadway matinee and
were they on a matinee?
I don't know.
I don't think they'd be on a matinee.
Whatever. I'd be staring at them the whole time.
I was saying, but they arrived 20 minutes late, so it was definitely a
Planned.
spectacle when they.
Well, I'm sure it was planned. I'm sure they kind of. That's
the
what they
woods.
do
Into
because
the
they try to
woods.
bring those people in after the lights go down.
Right.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see the photos.
I can't wait to see the photos too. A 3-day celebration is nice for them because they had that quickie wedding. I think it's just going to be lovely, and I could look at pictures of
She
J-Lo
wore
in
2
pretty
dresses to
all
the
time.
Vegas chapel, so we might get
It's
more
going to
than
be
6 to 9.
Oh yeah, it might be 6 to 9 to 12. We don't know. I'm
Yeah.
excited. Is all I have to say.
It is going to be great. We'll be covering it here. All right, Deputy Baby Woman, can you tell us about Kate and William and what's up with them?
I can try. Another couple, that are going strong, so we think. The two of them are moving with their 3 children. They are moving to Windsor. They are moving to one of Queen Elizabeth's estates in Windsor. And the big, question here, well, one, I just read a report that people were they just revamped wherever they were living for 5.4 million pounds or whatever. So people are interesting use of taxpayers' money over there, but whatever. If it was Harry and Meghan, people would be making that the headline.
Yeah.
But instead the headline is 4 bedrooms. Will the live-in nanny be coming? There are reports saying that because there are, 3 kids and the parents, there's no room for the live-in nanny. As I suggested to Travis Cronin, potentially, maybe they'll make the kids share a room and it'll be like royal kids, they're just like us. Will Louis and George share a room? So the live-in nanny that they've had for the last 10 years will come along, or will Will and Kate, take it on themselves?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb.
In the basement.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if you've ever shopped for real estate, here's another little bit of wisdom that I'm going to dispense to you. If you're shopping for, say, like a Classic 6 or a Classic 7 pre-war apartment in New York City, they don't advertise the maid's room, but it's there. It might be 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms, but off the kitchen, there's a little maid's room.
Or like in the basement or the attic or something.
There could be quarters for the live-in nanny. Also, it's on a compound, like all of these palace dwellings are.
Yeah.
There might be a separate apartment for the nanny that's close enough, because the kids are big now. Maybe they don't need a live-in all the time. What I think is kind of interesting about them moving to Windsor is that Queen Elizabeth is moving to Windsor. And so in her twilight years, perhaps they want to be closer to Queen Elizabeth. That's the nice way for me to think about it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and they'll be there for when Pete Davidson and Queen Elizabeth start to date, which will be nice.
I mean, wouldn't that be amazing?
All ship.
Yes, we ship
100%.
King Pete. King of Staten Island, King of England. What's the difference?
Well, that is all of the news that we have today. Thank you guys so much for listening. Deputy Baby Woman, GWEN FLAMBERG. So much fun breaking down all of these stories. And thank you for helping me spill all of this piping hot celebrity this week. We will be back next week with an all-new episode. Because do you know what celebrities are, everybody? What are they? They're
just like us.
With a lot more Botox.
Yes, Xeomin, if you're nasty.
Xeomin if you're a Jonas brother.
We wish you were a Jonas brother. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.